Hi, welcome back to the Leadership Help Desk, where we're just trying not to screw things up. Today's topic is, why is my job so stressful? A lot of people are all stressed out about their job, and they even have a sense of guilt about it. And I want to clear up a few things today. I have 3 things that might be the biggest causes of stress in the workplace. The first one is being overworked. That's not the employee's problem. It is their problem, but it's not their fault. Also, they don't have the resources. The printer doesn't work. We don't have the supplies. The system is broken. And all of this leads to stress. But the biggest stress producer is fear in the workplace. Deming talked about this in his 14/15 points of management, which was drive out fear. So, why is your workplace so stressful? Look at yourself. It's probably due to fear. And is fear a big topic? Just drive out fear. That's kind of meaningless, right? Managers, you should not have your employees in a state of fear. If the average manager heard that, they would just be going, okay, we don't want them to be scared of anything, afraid of anything. It's deeper than that, man. It's way deeper. And for the employees watching, it's not your fault. It's the workplace's fault, and it's management hopefully we have a leader striving for purity and leadership that is going to address fear and drive out fear. So what causes fear? Not being trained. How many times have you heard somebody gets a job, they say, okay, do this, do this, and then they don't address contingency, what might happen if this doesn't work. So that leaves the employee in a state of fear. Another big one, no communication. The boss goes to their office, you never see him for weeks, there's no communication, and that leads the employee to think, wow, I'm not in the loop, and that results in rumors and hearsay, and you're always the last to know, which brings about fear. A good manager would communicate enough to drive out rumors and have consideration for the employees so they're not the last to know. Come on, that's obvious. No leadership. Here again, managers like to hide. They don't want to get involved. I can even put no relationships here. There's no leadership. I mean, where's this ship going to go? No sense of pride, which equals being insecure. The person can't get the job done for this reason, that reason, the other reason, and that leaves them feeling insecure, and insecurity is fear. No sense of job security. Often managers think it's cool to just, hang over your head, that little possibility where you're about to get fired. How does a person concentrate? How do they focus? How do they get better at even care about getting better at what they do if they're always about to get fired? Job security ain't that hard to instill in an employee, and every manager should do it. No belongingness. There's no team spirit. I could put right here. No team spirit, no belongingness. I don't feel like I'm included. That's insecurity. You're alone. You don't want your employees feeling alone. Now see, I'm kind of talking to the managers, but I'm also addressing this, why is my job so stressful? I want you folks to think about the fact that it's not the employee's fault. And if you're a manager out there, listen up, because this is what your employees will be going through if you do not address these fears. Sense of alienation. Talk to your people. Leadership by walking around. Why would you go a month without or a week or even all day without talking to an employee and making them feel good about themselves, right? Another reason, bullies. Folks, there's bullies around. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad. It's even worse online. A manager, it's not your fault. A manager should get rid of the bullies. If you're going to be a bully, the manager should talk to the employee, get to the bottom of it. I hate to say it, but give a warning, and outside of that, they're gone. Hate cycle from customers. Man, just think of a restaurant, we're out of this, we're out of that. It's all delayed. The customers get upset, and then they take it out on the employees. That's not your fault. Management should make sure that the employees are taken care of with what they need, so there's no reason for the customer to take it out on them. Simple tasks that are not meaningful. People want to grow. They want to achieve something. I've got this damn fire. And come here, buddy. And if their tasks are simple, they know they're easily replaceable. Anybody could do that job. So we want growth and achievement in the job, or else they kind of feel like, wow, I could be replaced any second. We don't want employees thinking they can be replaced any second. No customers. Ouch. Folks, that's not your fault. That's either the economy or management that they don't have customers, and you think, wow, I'm on a sinking ship. Well, that might be your sign to pay attention to the customers and jump ship if you think that's what needs to be done. No feedback. This goes to alienation and absentee owners or managers. I don't get any feedback. How do I know if I'm doing good? Of course that's going to cause fear. And this annual performance review is nuts. The 6-month performance review is nuts. Why would you wait 6 months to tell somebody what they're doing right and what they're doing wrong? Why would you wait a year to tell them that? That's even dumber. Folks, give feedback. A little pat on the back. Nice job. Hey, you're not, we got to work on this. That's much better than nothing. No love. I've got a video on the love cycle and the hate cycle, and Dr. Phil, and either you're on working for the relationship or working against it. We want to be working for the relationship. We need some love in the building. Low self-esteem. Folks, if you're suffering from low self-esteem on the job, there's a plethora of things that could be causing that, but it is your manager. It's not your fault. Your manager should be monitoring how you feel about yourself. People getting fired. My own cousin wrote a book called Fire Somebody Today. I cannot believe that. I can't believe it. And he's supposedly a religious guy. People getting fired. If you fire somebody, the whole team needs to know. They might not need to know the details, but they at least need to understand that the employee was out of control, and everybody would expect to get fired if they did that. Threats of punishment. Do we really need this? Do we really need it? Threats of punishment. I have punishment. I'm an adult at work with the threat of punishment over my head all the time. Some people are in the wrong position, but I don't think an adult needs to have the threat of punishment over their head all the time or ever. Yeah, go back and train, communicate, and then we won't have this problem. No consistency for managers. Have you ever had the manager that's the magic 8-ball? You just shake the ball, see what answer pops up. No consistency. It's a magic 8-ball. That's not cool, man. A manager should be consistent. Unexpected changes. I'm going to do a video on this. It's called Lewin's change model, and what to do about unexpected changes. Sometimes we do have unexpected changes, but most of the time all the fear associated with change can be managed, right? You get people prepared for change. You let them understand what might be needed, and it might not be their fault. It's just a economic thing or something. Internal competition. No better way to destroy a team than to have internal competition. You know, let's see who gets employee of the freaking month. That's stupid. But, you know, it's not a level playing field. So, you know, one person naturally does something better than everybody else and they win, and everybody else loses, and you've destroyed the self-esteem of the other people. Favoritism. Folks, if you have a boss that has favorites, you're under bad management. It's not your fault. Unless you just have a nasty attitude. A good manager knows not to have a favorite child. Quotas and goals. Once a manager says, here's your quota or here's your goal, what the manager is saying is, we don't care about quality. We care about quantity, and that is their fault, and you're in fear. And it's probably some stupid quota that got pulled out of the clouds, and they said, oh, we'll do this. And you're freaking out going, how am I supposed to do that? You know, my sales territory is one of the worst ones. It's not my fault. It's not your fault. And then people feel guilty. You have guilt. You say, I'm in a state of fear. I'm not worthy. I'm not powerful enough to handle it. And now I feel guilty. I'm bringing down the team. And it's not your fault. It's management's fault. Manager, if you're watching, this is your mirror. This is your mirror. No trust. A manager who can't be trusted is no leader. It's not going to happen. Also, an employee might be in a position where there's no growth. It feels like they're being left behind, and that causes fear. And in some cases, the co-workers are excelling and that person's not. We need this person over here to do. Well, you need to explain that, manager. You need to explain that to the employee. Performance reviews. I got a video about the purposeful cycle of dysfunction that explains the system, and I also have videos called what management is control of. And after you see those, there is no freaking way you can do a performance review on an employee. You're judging them on how they can handle your system. Performance reviews normally scare the shit out of everybody. Unfair managers. I could call this bitchy manager and bastard manager. But unfair managers cause fear. That's not your fault, employee. That's their fault. Psycho managers. God, if you've ever experienced one of those, and I hope you haven't, I have. Talk about the magic 8 ball. You never know what's going to happen. A bunch of lies, built up expectations, all this vision crap that's not going to work. The psycho manager will strike the fear of God in you, and that's not your fault, employee. That's their problem, and you need to flee as fast as possible. So why is your job so stressful? Is it your fault? I don't think it's your fault. These things are management's fault. If you took care of all of this, training, if management took care of training, communication, some leadership, sense of pride in work, job security, we have customers that are happy, the ship's not going to sink, there's some love in the room, we have self-esteem, Self-efficacy, you wouldn't have fear. You couldn't wait to go to work. So it's not your fault. It's their fault. And if they think I don't know. It's a choice. Deal with it or move to greener pastures. So there we have it. And it's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's the system's fault. It's management's fault. Get another job. Hope you enjoy your day. Clickety-click subscribe. Leave a comment below. I want to hear your thoughts on this. It's not your fault. See ya.